So this is my story for Samhain, a story I wrote last week for a workshop I was running with Ali Gerish and Jean Hammond, also sacred drumming teachers in training. This is the Cailleach. It's summer's end, the air around us changing. The scent in the air is crisp and clear. Darkness envelops our evenings. The earth prepares for her long rest. We have met with Samhain at the northwest point of the wheel of this year's cycle. The landscape around us begins to lose the bright colours of life. Apart from the greens that carpet the hills and mountains, the browns of the trees, the black shapes of the crows through the skies. A cave in the mountains awakens, as a goddess of youth now ages within the belly of our earth's womb. It is her aging that brings about our earth's changes at this time. This lady is woven deeply within the fabrics of these lands. She emerges from the cave, a cloak shrouding her shoulders, a staff of yew in hand, her face hard to see as she looks down, stooped, hunched over, with her gated, hobbly walk. Caw! Caw! A crow swoops down and lands on her shoulder as she starts out across the lands. She is the night hag, the witch of the north, the bringer of frost, the taker of souls, the washerwoman, as she can be seen to wash the clothes of the dead, unburdening them as they cross the veil. She is a shapeshifter, a walker between worlds. She fights against the life of spring as she clears the lands with her frosts. She is the ancient Cailleach, the keeper of knowledge of all these lands hold. She works alone, knowing, sensing all that has been and all that is to come. Those who come across her and live to speak of her because it wasn't their time to cross the veil, tell tales of her deep, penetrating eyes. Eyes that when they look deep into your eyes, see the very imprint of your soul. She can see everything within you, your past, your future. It is her gaze alone that is said to release your burdens, just as she releases the leaves of the tree, and as she sends the earth to sleep. She may at times offer you a gift in return for your burdens. This gift may be a piece of you to guide you between the realms, or this may be a piece of mugwort to protect you as this veil is thinnest. For she is not really to be feared. It is her ancient wisdom, the unknown, that people fear as this landscape changes. They fear the darkness. They fear the shortening of our days. They fear the thin veil between our worlds. It is the unknown they fear, of how a maiden becomes a mother and then loses her apparent beauty and appears as a crone, as a hag. It is the winter lands she brings that they fear. They fear the lack of crops. They fear death. But when you look back at her, Back into her eyes you see the light of her youth, the wisdom within, the cycle, the changes, the gifts. It takes courage to do so, to look into her eyes. It takes courage to bare our soul. It takes courage to transform and to allow transformation. It takes courage to release the burdens of this life that we are used to carrying. It takes guidance, courage to seek her guidance, soul to soul. For this short time, let's call her closer, to ask her to release our burdens from this past year, so we may step forward into next year of our ancient calendar, ready to settle into winter once more, to look to spring, clear and focused. The winter hag, the witch of the north, the Cailleach, the taker of souls, the hag of Bera, the night hag, the crone, the wise woman